trust. It doesn't come gift wrapped, you have to earn it. That's something that our founders, Robert Long Mostyn, RL to his friends, and George Craig understood from day one. And it's through their hard graft and efforts of every member of the Craig Mostyn Group family since that we've been the trusted source of some of Australia's finest produce for 100 years. It all started in Sydney back in 1919 when RL and Craig returned from service in Europe during World War I, intent on helping to build a prosperous nation and improve the lives of their countrymen and women. They met at James Hardie & Co, where they began a strong working relationship and made plans to start a company of their own. Now RL was the first to fly solo, establishing Robert Mostyn & Co, a wattle bark tanning machinery and leather business way back in 1923. Now the following year, George Craig joined him to form Craig Mostyn & Co. The rest, as they say, that's history. The early 30s was a pivotal period. While the company was doing well, trading in a variety of goods, it was decided to add tallow, the rendered fats of sheep and cattle, to the range, which is now the mainstay of our export business. Sadly, George Craig passed away in 1940. Robert Mostyn bought out his share in the business and continued with their vision to build a great Australian company. Now the late 40s was a tale of success, literally. After learning of America's growing hunger for Aussie rock lobster, RL's attention turned to exporting our prized meaty tails there. And he flew to Perth to buy up all the available stock in WA and secure a deal to source ongoing supplies out of Geraldton. Before long, the first 559 cases of frozen tails were on board the Pioneer Gulf and on their way to the plates of New York's most discerning diners. A pioneer in sustainability, RL recognised that to prevent overfishing, the industry needed to be regulated. So the company pushed for catch limits to be established and helped to get them imposed. In 1947, we registered the now world-famous Fighting Cock fruit brand. Then, in 1950, Tasmania became the apple of CM's eye when we opened a new branch in Hobart. And before long, Craig Mostyn was exporting large quantities of apples and pears to the continent. While the early explorers viewed it as desolate and inhospitable, the company saw huge potential in the Gulf of Carpentaria. So in 1962, we contacted the Commonwealth and Queensland governments and suggested a survey of the Gulf's fishing potential be conducted with the CSIRO. The 2-year study revealed deep gutters teeming with schools of banana prawns. And by 1967, we were building a new plant in Corumba that could handle over 18,000 kilograms a day. Now this was later replaced by a new 2-storey, state-of-the-art facility, putting an ocean of clear water between us and the competition. To prevent foreign vessels from plundering the Gulf, a bill was introduced to establish a 12-mile no-go zone. And when RL heard that a Soviet ship was intimidating Australian vessels within it, he sent a telegram to the Prime Minister. Without apologies, Mr. Prime Minister, we expect you to take immediate action unless our government is content on being completely gutless. Regards, Robert Long Mostyn. As a result, the RAN and RAAF stepped up patrols to prevent an all-out fish war. The 80s were big for Craig Mostyn, with the company acquiring the rendering business Tallow-Man. In the 90s, after securing a contract to process 90% of WA's poultry offal and feathers, a new processing plant was built, increasing output to around 60,000 metric tonnes per annum. Other significant changes occurred during the 2000s, including the construction of a new plant, an upgrade of the water treatment plant, the installation of a new red meat plant, and the purchase of a major competitor. The total production of Tallow-Man now stands at over 140,000 metric tonnes per annum. In 1996, Craig Mostyn purchased the Tip Top Abattoir, which became the Lindley Valley Abattoir, now a state-of-the-art facility. It employs over 450 people and produces more than 51,000 metric tonnes of meat products per annum, making us WA's largest integrated pork supplier. To ensure that supply, we invested in farming operations, purchasing and expanding several piggeries. And today, across our 5 farms and strategic supplier partnerships, 15,500 pigs per week are supplied to the Lindley Valley Abattoir, with over a quarter of the herd being free range. You'll find Lindley Valley pork in leading butchers, retailers and restaurants here in Australia and abroad. And we are proud to be the nation's largest pork exporter. In 2014, we added Jade Tiger abalone to our already impressive chest of sea treasures. Sourced from the Bellarine Peninsula in Victoria, this premium product is prized the world over for its unique appearance and sweet pearl white flesh, and exports into markets such as Hong Kong, Japan and China continue to grow. In 2017, Craig Mostyn purchased 50% of V&V Walsh, one of the biggest meat processors and exporters in Western Australia, and owners of the prestigious Amelia Park brand of ready-to-eat lamb and beef. As a family business developed in WA more than 60 years ago, V&V Walsh share many of Craig Mostyn's values, including our commitment to quality and delivering for our customers. The full merger in 2022 marks a major milestone, enabling greater efficiencies and unlocking potential for significant growth both here at home and abroad. It is an exciting time as CMG continues to diversify, strengthen and grow our portfolio of brands, and we look forward to being the trusted source for the next 100 years and beyond.